Welcome in. It is day 236, and you're speaking to the Meeples Champion. And today we're going to be jumping into a smaller game. It's a two-player game. It's one that, when COVID hit and we were stuck online for a year plus, me and a few of my friends who would sometimes, one or two of us would get there sometimes 5 minutes early, or other people were getting in there late. We were looking for quick two-player games that we could play so that we could not just be sitting there waiting. Sometimes you'd be there for 15 or 20 minutes. So we'd find games that we could play once or twice or three times. One of the most popular I had to pick up. The game is called Jaipur. Now in Jaipur, the idea is that you each get dealt 5 cards. And then there's a community of 5 cards. And then you've got all these things to the left that represent points. Now, you've got 6 in total, 3 up top, 3 below. The 3 up top are your gold, your silver, and your rubies. So whenever you want to get one of those, you have to at minimum turn in 2 cards. If you turn at least 2 cards in, you take the first 2, which are in the gold and in the silver's case, all 5 of their tokens are 5 points apiece. In the ruby's case, the first 2 are worth 7 points and the last 3 are worth 5. However, if you then turn in 3 or 4 or 5, there are bonus cubes that you grab. So it's basically a group's face down of, okay, you've turned in 3 cards. By turning that, you're going to grab from this 3 card turn in random point. And it can be anywhere from like 1 to 3 points. And then there's another one for if you turn 4 cards in, that's, I think it's 4 to 6 or 7 points. And then if you turn in 5 cards from 6 or 7 or 7 or 8 up to 10. So you don't know what you're going to get, but you have a range it can be within. So you'll get whatever ones are that you get for turning it in, and you'll get the bonus, put it to the side. Your opponent knows if it was face up. If he doesn't know what the other one is, and then you turn it down, and now they don't know. They don't know what you have anymore. So it's up to them to try to keep track of that. Now, if you go below, you can turn in 1 card at a time. However, you have purple, which has 5, 2 3s, 2 2s, and the rest are 1s. I want to say it's 4 1s. I think there's 9 total. Then you've got a green, does the exact same. And then you've got your brown, which is 4, 3, 2, and then 6 1s. So you are, during the game, having an option. You start with 5 cards. You can have up to 7 in hand. However, there are camels. Those do not go in hand. You stack those to the side. So if you want, you could say, okay, here's a purple. I'm going to draw it. It's in my hand. Now a card flips out on top, out in its place. You're done. If your opponent sees that, hey, I wanted the gold and the silver, and I've got a purple and I've got a green in hand, then they can take the 2 and turn in the other 2. They've exchanged. That's how you can get more than 1 at a time. If you see that there are camels on the board, the camels, when you draw 1, you have to take all the ones available. So a lot of times what will happen is you're starting to build up your camels, and then all of a sudden you see, all right, I have an opportunity. I'm going to turn in 4 camels and exchange them for 4 cards, and now there's 5 camels on the board. My hand's packed, but my opponent's going to have to pick up camels if they pick something up. And so now you're trying to force their hand, where it's like, all right, did they pick up or did they sell? Oh, they sold. Okay, well, I'll sell one. Okay, they sold again. I'll sell one again. And you're trying to bide time, so when they finally pick up, hopefully you have enough cards left in hand that you can do an exchange still, and hopefully you get a lot of really good cards. You play it out until eventually you've finished out the round. You reveal all of your tokens to see who has the most points, and all of your camels. Whoever has the most will get a 5-point bonus. If you tie, nobody gets the bonus. You figure out who has the most. If there's a tie, then the winner will go to the person who had the most tokens. And then once you figure that out, they get the 1-point victory. You go to round 2, and then you just keep going until you have a winner of 2 out of 3 rounds. It's quick, it's fun, it's a great game. But why don't we jump in, let's talk our 7 categories and see where this game lands for you. When it comes to the art, I love this box. I mean, it was the reason I looked at it online was because it grabbed my eye. And then my friend said, I think I've heard of that one, so we tried it. And the setup is beautiful. It's a really cool little board. It's definitely one that if you're at a convention and you see it, you'll stop for a second. As long as you're okay with smaller games. It's not a huge board. You know, it's literally mostly cards and tokens. But it's a really cool setup. Thumbs up. When it comes to those components, you're dealing with your different tokens, which tend to be cardboard, and then you've got your cards. And that's really all there is. And that's enough. It's a great setup, good quality, thumbs up. Your price. You're going to find this in a Barnes & Noble, in a Target, 4 out of 5 board game stores. It's going for $20, maybe $25. Totally worth its price. Thumbs up. Your difficulty. This is a game that a kid can play, that a beginner can play, and an experienced can enjoy. Maybe an expert or an experienced who are, really specific to big games aren't going to want to touch this. But most people, like myself, like a good, quick 2-player game. And this one really fits the bill for being competitive. It's not random. It's not lucky. It's, you got to work. Yeah, you have a little random and luck in there, but not to the point where that's what the game is, just to a point where somebody who knows what they're doing can still be upset by somebody who's a little less experienced if that person is paying attention. So, thumbs up there. Replayability, I mean, you can choose to play one off and winner wins. You can choose to do 2 out of 3. You can choose to do 3 out of 5. You can choose to do 4 out of 7. You can choose to keep playing over in these games. I used to play 2 out of 3, and then we'd move on to another 2 out of 3 because we had time. This has plenty of replayability. Thumbs up. Keys to victory. So what are you looking to do? A lot of times I'll sell off my purple and my green real quick so I can get those 5s, because the next one up for those are 3s. And other times I'll collect the browns and I'll drop them all so I can get that 5-point bonus and hope to get a 9 or a 10. People like to go all in on the gold, the silver, and the rubies. But at other times, you can take advantage of the fact that people are greedy for those to go after a bigger payout. If you know that you can drop one and that you've only seen X amount go through, and there's no way they have more than 1 or 2 in hand, so you drop it to let them get a little extra there. But as a result, you protect yourself to grab a bunch of one color and you can do a big payout. There's plenty of options here. There's strategy here. I've played on Board Game Arena in the past couple years, over 350 games, and I have like an 82% win rate. And the reason is because I know their strategy, and it's one of the games I specialize in. I'm really good at this game. So because of that, it's not me taking out the beginners. I tend to play a lot of people who have a winning record. And that's because I want to face good players. And I think this game has really got the ability of, there's a little bit of luck, but it's mitigated by lots and lots of skill and paying attention and knowing what happened when and where. Thumbs up. Is the game unique? I can't think of a game that really compares to it. I'm sure there are games that are about turning in sets and trying to get random points and tie. I'm sure they exist. But as this grouping, the way it's played, I really can't think of a game I would play in place of this, wanting to have this experience. It's got to be a thumbs up. Overall, what do I think? This is a fantastic 2-player. I wish they could find a way to make it a 3 or 4-player, because I would love an edition of this that could, if they even have to add in something extra to make it that, I would love to try it. But as a 2-player game, it's fantastic. I highly recommend. I think for anybody out there that's looking for 2-player games, this is definitely one that you're going to put in your collection, you're going to try it with people, and it's going to be a winner 9 out of 10 times. Well, it has been day 236. We've been speaking about the game Jaipur, and you've been speaking to the Meeples Champion. Like, share, subscribe, and check down below in the description. I'll be adding an Amazon link in case you want to get this game for your collection. Until next time, I'll talk to you tomorrow.